Hey guys, it's God Bars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 381st episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So this is another one of those vinyls that I ordered from Amazon a couple years ago at this point, and it just never showed up. Then it took me a pretty good while to find a decently priced copy again, so I'm definitely glad that I was finally able to add this modern classic to my collection, because I've personally adored it ever since pretty much the day it dropped. While I highly enjoyed Struggler, Genesis Owusu's sophomore LP, which dropped in 2023 and even made it pretty considerably high on my list of the top 50 hip-hop LPs from that year, if I had been doing those videos back in 2021 when his debut here, Smiling with No Teeth, came out, I can pretty much guarantee this project would have made the top 3. It may have even been my favorite listen from that year period. There's many reasons behind my love for this thing, but before I delve into the specifics of this dense musical experience, I want to get into a bit of background for this extremely talented young artist, as he just so happens to be one of the very few artists not based in America that I've covered on the channel, because Genesis Owusu was originally born in Ghana, but at the age of 2, him and his family would relocate to the capital of Australia, which is where he would grow up and ultimately start his career as an MC. Which actually makes him the first rapper from that continent to appear on the page, though technically he would be the second act. Because a good while back I reviewed the Avalanches and their game-changing instrumental album Since I Left You, and famously that duo came from Melbourne. It's pretty impressive that Owusu managed to virtually come out of nowhere and gain notoriety here in the States, despite Australia not really being one of the first places you think of when it comes to a prominent hip-hop scene, paired with the fact he was a brand new face that we really hadn't seen or heard of before. I feel like this dude was able to gain a cult fan base so quickly because his breakout LP here is a truly unique experience that pulls from so many different areas of influence that it truly doesn't sound like it would be able to exist in any other decade. If you aren't familiar with Genesis Owusu and Smiling with No Teeth, I would highly recommend his short but growing discography to anyone who happens to be a fan of alternative rap groups like Injury Reserve or Brockhampton. And I would even say there's a certain element to the vocals at times that reminds me directly of MC Ride of Death Grips. And I have no idea whether that influence was intentional or not, but I think it's awesome because he uses that brash, yelling style of delivery sparingly, and it's also integrated under a completely different context, with a stellar example being the relentlessly catchy Don't Need You, where these MC Ride-esque vocal inflections are used as juxtaposition with the colorful instrumental. It was really these kind of experimental yet pop-flavored singles that helped Genesis Owusu break through to the next level popularity-wise, but I think what really made him stand out to me and other fans of unique, innovative rap music is how he covers all kinds of ground sonically, from other rich and silky R&B jams like Waitin' On Ya, to loud, gritty, and almost industrious moments like the title track, and even songs completely void of hip-hop elements at all, opting for a more alternative rock feel. Yet there's a clear overlying thread across all these songs, and you can tell this artist carefully made sure to implement a conceptual angle across the entire album, with alliterative themes like the black dog, and other kind of allegories to slavery coming up numerous times throughout this record. Some songs even directly reference this imagery in the title, like the one titled The Other Black Dog, which is actually the moment I want to use as a reference point to share a few lyrics from this time around. Because on top of how complete and well put together this LP feels aesthetically, I have to at least partially acknowledge how skilled Owusu is with his writing abilities. So I'm gonna delve into a bit of his opening verse for this highlight. There's also a tiny little intro I want to read real quick, since it vaguely builds on the overlapping concept I was mentioning a minute ago, with the MC saying, "A tale of black dogs with golden leashes. Broken stories told facetious. Who's the pet and who's the teacher?" Then he adds on to that, going into his first verse rapping, "All my friends are hurtin', but we dance it off, laugh it off. Scars inside our shoes, but we just tap it off. clap it off. Watch me coat in rainbow as I fade into the black. And see, I switched myself to plastic, don't know how to change it back. I'm being eaten on the inside, at least I look like a snack. I haven't come out of my shell, but don't know how long till I crack. Ooh, do your dance right, pop a Zan right, fake romance right, live the trance right, smoke a plant right, miss a chance right, pray your hands right, dodge the glance right. Doing whatever you do to make sure that you don't get stuck in the truth. The green will not change what you're living from blue, and when you come down, that's a terrible view. Know the thought that everyone you know could care about you slipping from control. Embrace the blackness clouding on your soul, and make it pretty deep inside your hole. There was only one guest appearance on this killer debut, which comes from Kieran J. Callanan, but there is a slightly bigger pool of producers involved, though I can't say I'm too familiar with any of them, since I assume they're all based in Australia as well. Either way, the genre-shifting instrumentals here were handled by the likes of Andrew Klippel, Dave Hammer, Harvey Sutherland, Joe Laporta, and Matt Corby. When it comes to my honorable mentions on this one, I think I'll leave out the other Black Dog, just to make room for some other worthwhile moments I didn't get to focus on, like Drown, Gold Chains, Smiling with No Teeth, Black Dogs, Waitin' on Ya, I Don't See Color, Whip Cracker, A Song About Fishing, and Bye Bye. As for my overall top 3 favorite songs, I definitely would have to trim it down to On the Move, Centerfold, and Don't Need You. Thank you for watching my 381st video. Next time we have a very talented Florida MC who I've been tuned into forever. So look out for that one, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what moments you enjoy the most off this creative and innovative debut. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.